Hi there. You're looking at one of the most happy people in existence. But between age 23 and 36, I was miserable. I had lost the gift that I had in childhood, which was knowing life's design, knowing my role within that design, and knowing why life exists in the first place. I lost the gift and I was miserable. When I was a child, I knew it all by realizing that I was connected to everything. I lost that gift as I started to take in the beliefs from adults around me. The funny thing is that I found that most adults oddly grew up in this era of belief. Actually, it was taught and handed down intentionally that we are separate. That we are separate from Creator, from creation, placed in this scary world. It couldn't be further from the truth. I knew from age 6 until about 23 that this was not true. I knew that I was in creation. I knew that I was connected to all of creation. And I was blissed out. I could do no wrong because I realized that everything I strove for, everything that I impacted in life was affecting me in turn. I knew I was connected with everything, and I operated from a space that was incredibly authentic, loving, heart-centered, and it was really just how I lived my life. As I grew up throughout my teenage years, I had certain belief systems installed. I thought I was doing a good job of listening, cooperating, and taking them in. But they were deep-seated. They had worked their way and nestled their way into my subconscious.
And so life progressed for 13 years. Exiting high school, finding the freedom and unfamiliar burden of independence, seeking a soulmate, making the commitment, and realizing you're not even sure who you really are.
At age 36, my wife uttered the words, "We shouldn't be together anymore." Man, that hurt. But all at once, I was forced to acknowledge the false reality that I had built up around me. An example of living life only in the mind and not from the heart. You see, I was chasing and grasping at life. Fancy degrees from universities, great job titles, lots of responsibility, major accolades, and all the possessions that came with it. But something was missing. I wasn't feeling and experiencing life as a shared reality. In this particular example, I wasn't living that shared reality with this beautiful girl, and it cost me the relationship. I share these things because I'd like to help you avoid similar pain. So my mind had a really good grasp on me. I thought I would use that same ignorant intellect to break free of the mind, but I didn't even see how stupid that was. I read tons of books on spirituality, metaphysics, basically how to enter the formless realm, meditation, self-help retreats. Man, I did it all. And it didn't work because I was using the same tactics, the same selfish tactics, which involved withdrawal from life instead of pushing myself back into life and engaging life. I was using the same selfish tactics to try to break free of the mind, and it brought me to a very dark, miserable place. It made things worse, and I'm sharing this with you because I don't want you to spend much time in that realm. It's unnecessary. And then I remembered in one instant, it's not about me. The more I tried to heal and preserve this self, the more I isolated and hurt this self, and unfortunately, everyone around me. In one breakthrough moment, I realized the origin of all pain is the mind. The mind.
The body naturally lives in the present moment, but reflects past choices made by the mind. The mind is too often distracted by the past or the future, imposing great damage on the body. Thought is the ancestor of all action or inaction. Our body takes a backseat to our mind and pays a deadly price. We must remember, mind is in the body. Mind must serve the body. We must put things back in proper order. Most belief systems agree on one point, that we come from someplace else, usually a formless dimension. Thought is formless, and without expressing that thought physically, it's pointless. Creation already knows what it's thinking, and what it desires is to see those thoughts in action.
I'm gonna take a little time to look around me. I've got nowhere left to hide. It looks like love has finally found me.
So I decided I'm done imagining what life is. I'm going to set out to live a shared experience with all of life, and I'm going to feel that life. I'm going to seek to include and share experiences with all of life, everyone I come into contact with, and thus truly know what life is, my role within it, and what it's trying to achieve. I'm going to experience love. I would live life again like I did as a child. Ooh, novel idea. You know, often we think of childhood and youth in general as an ignorant era or time in our life. Quite the opposite. You know, as children, we are incredibly curious. We're insanely curious about this world. We assume we know nothing. God knows adults tell us all the time we don't know shit. So we set out to prove to ourselves, quietly and humble, in a very persistent way, we prove to ourselves what life really is. We don't take someone's word for it. But eventually those barriers come down and we start to listen, and we listen too much to the ignorant adult, both within us as we age, and those who shaped our experiences as we grew up. We replay their false teachings time and time again, most often unknowingly. Can you imagine a life of no fear, no pain, no guilt, no regrets? That's my daily experience for the last 8 years, as it was for the first 23 years. Even better, now I'm able to manifest everything that I really want in life. But it's not a personal thing. See, here's the catch. Life is inherently designed to support you to the extent that you remember you're a part of it. You're a part of everything. So any of your desires that focus on us and our good and outcomes that help us evolve together, you will get it. I have been receiving everything that I have desired because I've shifted my perspective to be focused on us. And I've taken those manifestations down from what we might term as prayers, things that you would like to see happen at some point, maybe sooner than later. Now they happen almost instantaneously. In some cases, the events are out of sequence with time. We call this deja vu. When they happen simultaneously, sometimes we call it synchronicity. I'm able to manifest everything I truly desire that comes from a heart-centered space about us. No bullshit. Are you curious? I'd like to show you how. Let your time with me be the last time that you seek help, that you withdraw from life, because you have everything within you that you need to make this a wonderful existence for you and all of those people that you affect.
You have all the answers. You have been intentionally conditioned to forget that by life's design.
Let me help you to see life's grand design. You know, most of us have been convinced by older, more jaded versions of us that life is chaotic, scary, dangerous. It's actually quite simple, elegant, and supportive. I'd like to show you the secret door back into the true shared reality. Give me a call and let's make this effortless for you.
In my life, there's been heartache and pain. I don't know if I can face it again. Can't stop now. I've traveled so far to change this lonely life. I wanna know what love is. I want you to show me. I wanna feel what love is. I know you can show me. In my life, I felt so self-assured.